I'm going to put a giveaway up really quick. Get this going. Hey, love to get some new sellers or people who would like to do some live selling in here to ask questions, or some older sellers, experienced sellers that maybe could help out a little bit too, and maybe get a few new followers. We're going to do a quick giveaway. I'm going to get Mike Deathpile in here too to answer some questions. We're not just approving everybody to sell live anymore. We're approving everybody to sell, most everybody. And then they've got to go through a process. So I want to talk about that. I want to talk about some upcoming things, answer any questions for the next little bit of time. So if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them. And I'll give you a few updates on a few things as well. Antique Tigers in the house. Let me get this giveaway up. Why do I keep doing it? Stupid. Boo Bucks giveaway. Start giving. There you go. Let me put an announcement out really quick. Everybody wants to come on over. New announcement. Let's see here. Live seller Q&A. And you don't have to be a seller. Anybody can ask whatever they want. And we'll give some hints, and I'll talk about some things that I see in some people's shows I think are holding them back when other people are having success. And let's see, Commonwealth, Picker, and maybe Deathpile if he shows up. Deathpile, send notification, post. All right, before people get in here, well, it looks like there's some people in here. We got that 5 free Frosties giveaway running up there really quick. And feel free to ask some questions. I must have missed it. What was the item that took you 25 years to find? It was the Scotty Cameron putter. That's the first time. Well, I've found some before, but they've been out of my price range. And then my dad found one right in front of me. Of course, I bought it. And then I was down there in Florida, and Mike found a Scotty Cameron putter right in front of me. That sale that you saw was the first Scotty Cameron I ever found and sold. Hey, Joe Deals. How you doing, buddy? New site layout looking good. Yeah, no doubt. We like it very, very much. There's certainly some things that are coming. There is that giveaway there that we're excited about. If Deathpile is in here, somebody tag Deathpile. I want to have him talk to some of the new people who want to sell. I have so many questions. I want to do my first show. All right. That's not a question, though. Come on. You got to give us some questions. And we'll let Deathpile Picker in here to help with that. Wednesday night is the night he does that. There he is. Yo. Invite co-host. As far overall questions, really live seller questions, you came on and off, Mike. There you are. There are some things coming up. Yeah, everybody always asks about the Android thing. There are two, to the best of my knowledge, there are 2 more pieces to complete the Android app for sellers so that Android people can sell completely like we can as iPhone people. Hello, silly rabbit. There are, I think, 2 more things that need to be with that so they can co-host and add items. They may be able to add items right now. I'm not an Android expert on the live show. And that's something I saw. There's a brand new seller yesterday that was pre-listing things, and I showed him how on the show to add an item to the show. It's really not that hard. I really suggest people use flat rate shipping and just say, hey, it's $5.99 for this and $1, $1.50, $2, whatever for other items. We do smalls. Right now we're doing extra smalls, medium larges, and extra larges because we sell tiny little things like this. Here, let's do it real quick. I'm going to sell this. Let's see here. That's a giveaway. I got a giveaway. Anyway, Mike's here too. Can y'all lower the seller total to $500 for automatic payout? You want to answer that one, Mike?
I'm the bearer of bad news. No. Unfortunately, it is it's a district policy. It's not something to do directly with Dibdit or the other marketplace.
Well, listen, there's customization coming, and we could ask for different things because we're going to have our own set of rules. But as of right now, it is not on the table. I'm sorry. I know it's a pain to wait for your stuff. I'm working on a live auction right now. This is going to go. If anybody wants it, it does. What I'm trying to show here is it does not take very long to add an item. If you just want to add something that somebody's asked about, pass the pig. I don't really care if anybody buys it. Pigs, Pass the Pig's Nintendo DS game. You can click on a picture and you literally can hold it up and take a picture of it so you know what it is. If you're adding items like that, I don't suggest that's what you do. Let's see, free shipping, flat rate. We'll say it's $4.99 for it. I had a ton of people buy in the last 2 days, so I would suspect that maybe if anybody wants to do this combined shipping, I'm going to do, because it's so small, combined shipping. So if you put a progressive shipping amount on here, I'm just adding it. I'm just going to make it a quarter. So because if somebody else has already bought this, it's only going to cost them a quarter extra in shipping, which really it should be free because it's tiny. But I'm just trying to show you how quickly you can do something like that while I'm yapping. So that is up right here. So if you've already bought something from me this week, this will cost you a quarter. And you can have it. Pass the Pig. So, Kaylin, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Granny Lisa's already bought something for me, too. So, it's a little Nintendo DS, Pass the Pig. Y'all are going crazy. It's not worth that. I don't think it is, anyways. Sorry. How about the idea? How about winning a Givey, providing the buyer with progressive shipping? Yes, it is something we want to do. Have we had any conversations about that lately, Mike? I can't remember.
Let's see the question. How about the idea of winning a Givey, providing the buyer with progressive shipping? Is that in the works? In the event that they do it beforehand, they automatically qualify for progressive shipping. In the event that they do it after, then it would be inverse. Like you'd already processed the shipping. So get in the giveaways early and good luck.
Well, no. Right now, if somebody gets a giveaway, they don't already have progressive shipping because they paid no shipping. They paid no shipping.
Sorry, initially.
Yeah, if they get, like, for instance, he's saying, hey, if somebody just gets a giveaway and they're like, oh, I just got this giveaway, but now I have progressive shipping, it would entice them to buy. At this moment, they don't. It is something they definitely need to do. Hey, Lost World, I am going to get. He's laughing at Jod. What'd Jod say? If you win a Givey, you just buy something. That, you know what? That's true. But there's a lot of people who are just coming for entertainment, and if they win a Givey, it's like, I don't want to feel the obligation for it. But that is true. It is very nice when we're doing giveaways. It's why I do a lot of my giveaways the way I do with this Boo Bucks, because it's super. You're probably not supposed to, but I just put a stamp on it and mark it shipped because it's a giveaway. And we've done those things. Do I agree with one payment at the end of the show instead of 20 payments? So, yeah, it's a two-edged sword. It's a two-edged sword with that, because a lot of times you have people that don't. Not most of you people. Here's the Boo Bucks winner. I know we have had instances, and it's a really big issue when you're doing card breaks, when you're doing pack breaks. If they haven't paid and it hasn't processed that payment. And so there's a give and take for that, for sure. There are ways, but it's also a big deal to never do a chargeback on your card. If you really want to make somebody mad, do a chargeback on your card. Talk to the folks at support@district.net first, because when you do that, if you have 30 orders, you've done a chargeback on 30 separate things, and it costs a fortune. It's a great way to get kicked off this site. For sure. And a couple people have done it and don't even know or understand it. They would much rather deal with it with the seller, the buyer, and make sure everybody's happy. And if they can pay out a little bit too, because it's just outrageous. I do that because my card gets shut off fraud and I have to call them. So there's a lot of ways to do that. Fraud prevention keeps blocking my card, making too many purchases in one show. And then you can go back later and it actually goes through as one purchase. Southern Indiana, but that, you got to keep up with that stuff, because you get sellers and they're like, dude, this dude hadn't paid for 3 days, and then we get all the complaints. Before you get immediate payment for things you sell. I'm missing
that. So real quick, I saw earlier, and Mimi addressed this about the onboarding that we have, but ISO had said, hold on, I'm trying to get back up to the comment. I don't know if I went the other way. I'm having problems doing my first show. It's only saying that I have the dollar option. which the buy it now, even though I also got accepted by the other ones. So yeah, you're approved as a seller, but just not live selling. You'll just go through the live onboarding that we do every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. I'll be doing one kicking off here in 8 minutes. Another one was like, how do I get a crowd? I saw that question earlier, and like, how do you get a crowd for your live and an audience for your live? The great thing about Dibdit is we've all worked. Every seller has worked to help grow this platform, help retain buyers and bring them over, and we kind of have a built-in audience. So when you go live, Kevin has been really, really on point. He's more diligent than any of us other ones about making the announcements for shows, being in attendance. I mean, I've seen the guy even on vacation or while we're picking, just get ready to update shows hourly. So big shout out to Kevin for the work that he does with that to make sure that every new seller has that opportunity to be successful. I mean, not to toot his horn, he doesn't need it. But.
Lost World, I'm writing that down. I don't know that I've ever had that question before, and it intrigues me. I'm sure it's been talked about, but not with me and anybody that could make this decision. How about any info about using our profits to buy on here? Right now, you have to have the card. That's an interesting one. Do you know anything about that?
Nah, I haven't heard anything about that. But again, with customization, if that's something that we can implement that people want, it's always beneficial because a lot of the times we kind of preach over at Commons is keep what you love and sell what you don't. And with Dibdit, we would love to implement the same kind of thing, just on a smaller scale. So looking at that, if you're able to sell that stuff that you don't like, and then like let's say it's clothes. I hate clothes, but I love toys. I would love to just sell all my clothes, have that money pile up, and then we can start investing in toys and stuff that we're all making profit on, because that's a great thing. This is not just for collectors. There's a lot of people that can get some really great deals over here.
Yeah, and I try not. It's tough. If you watch me, I will go in there's a brand new seller yesterday, and I bought a couple things off of them, just to show support for that. But I tend to not want to go in there and to look at people who are consistent buyers on here and then start bidding against them. I don't know. I don't think there's really anything wrong with it per se. But I just don't like the way it feels and looks. But I do buy, like for instance, I'll just say Keith has a show coming up at 7, and there's an item in there I really want, and I really legitimately want it, and I've put a few bids in on it. There's a few other things I'd want too, and I just try to limit it like that. So it's I just try to be real about it, if that makes any sense. I will say this to sellers. I'm going to say this. There are sellers who are having success and they're doing things in a way. If you watch DJ and SJ tonight, it's tough. I'm not asking people to put stuff out there where they're losing money on stuff, but being a live seller is a different animal. It's not something you're just going to go to the thrift store once a week and bring it home and sell it live and you think you're going to grow. You have to have supply. You have to be able to sell at margins that make sense for people that are buying them. You have to want to create an opportunity for buyers to buy from you, which to me there's two really important things. Get them to buy early in a show, even if you've got to do a loss leader. Tell them, if you're planning on doing multiple shows, tell them how long the show is going to go. Give them an idea of what else you have in the show, so that they know, they're confident that first purchase is going to be worth it because of the shipping price, because then you get the progressive shipping set up. If you don't understand progressive shipping, reach out to Mike, reach out to some other people, reach out to some other sellers. Watch out, Kevin, I'm in there too. What are you into? Oh, are they going to thrift stores a couple times a week? Is that it? So it's just hard. I say this on my show all the time. 95% of resellers aren't really cut out to sell live. Not necessarily because of their personality or anything. It's not offensive. I'm not trying to be mean. It's just simply supply. I wasn't. I've had to change what I did so I could bring more merchandise. I couldn't just sell my eBay leftovers on here. I had to bring good stuff, which reminds me. Watch this. Here we go. V-Friends. I'm throwing it up right now. Go ahead, Mike. You can talk.
No, I'm sitting there looking at this. Somebody said, Jensville or Russ said, Raiders of the Lost Ark store display, huh? Ooh, I like it. I'm going to Keith's show right now to take a look at it. If it's like the countertop one that I have for Ghostbusters and Rambo, I might like it as well. So
I didn't say
it
that's what it
seems to
was.
be
I didn't
it's an
say that.
Atari one. Oh, but it is countertop. Ooh. Atari, I don't know. Hey, we did have another question. Somebody said Toyologist had said you need an onboard in order to unlock the live selling question mark. I click on the live and the next screen is blank. Wonder if that's the reason. Yes, 100% that's the reason. Toyologist, all you have to do, we're doing those shows every Wednesday night. The link, if you go into the chat channel, if you're on your phone, all you have to do is go to the Dibdit main page. You're going to scroll all the way down to the bottom, and you'll see all the channels where we communicate. And one of them's going to be live selling onboarding. And the link is in there. We're going to be kicking that off in 2 minutes.
Hey,
So
any buyers?
if you've got the time, it's about 20, 30 minutes.
Any consistent buyers in here want to give some constructive tips to sellers? Honestly, just what are the kind of things you're looking for? What's the kind of shows you like? I'm telling you, speed matters, and I cheat. I know I got Jess and whatever, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it, and the more you can buy for your buyer. You can buy for your buyers and figure out what works. So they're waiting. They're waiting for us. What are you talking about? Who's waiting?
No, they're waiting. They're
you-
waiting in the.
Oh, good. Mike's going to
Yeah,
be
they're
occupied.
waiting in. They're
Can't
waiting
get
in the
over
stream
there.
yard. Hey,
Okay.
I'm going to get to that, Kevin, real quick. But before I go, I want to look. Here's a toy that I did the other day, and I actually found 3 pieces of it today. This goes to Outbidder, but it's a crash test dummy set. It's kind of parts pieces, but it's complete. And I did a pop up at midnight, and I want all of y'all that are here that are contemplating selling, if you're worried about the competition and everything as you grow your audience, be willing to go a little bit later, because we've got a West Coast audience that we're not 100% taking care of. So if you're on the West Coast, feel free to run in that later window, that 8 o'clock, because I'm talking like 10 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock Eastern. It's usually wide open. And that is something right there where you could make a killing. There's a lot of people on the West Coast, or sorry, East Coast, that are night owls, like so many of us.
If you're a
And
night owl,
they're
follow
on
Lincoln
here.
Lane right there. Follow
Yeah.
Lincoln Lane.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I went on at midnight the other day that's why I was showing this. I just popped on, sold 3 items, and I had 20 plus people in there. Like no
Which is not a
warning
good
whatsoever.
strategy. Popping on and selling 3 items, not a good strategy.
It's not a good strategy. I did it to test it for y'all. So anyway, that's all I got. Make sure y'all attend every Wednesday night. I'm gonna hop on there right now. But Kevin, thank you very much for having me on.
Hey, no problem. Listen, we've added 107 people in the last 2 days. No, that's not right. I got the wrong numbers. Where are my people at? Dibdits orders. Huh, they took that thing off of here. Well, anyway, we had 50 some yesterday. We've added over 100 people in the last 2 days. So we're going to do this because I said I would do it. I will say a couple things. There's 5 hours over on Dibdit cards. 5 hours over on Dibdit cards right now, straight of cards. Keith Vintage Ford Splits has an awesome show right now. No, I'm running it. And then right after that, or not even after, during this show, during Keith's show at 7:30, DJ and SJ also have an awesome show. So if there's ever a time for 2 devices, it's it for sure. All right, here it is, Poker Dude. Here it is. It's only a quarter shipping for you, buddy. Hey, Charlie's in the house. How you doing, FleetCon? There it is. Poker Dude is going to take down pack. I think $39, and you have a box. I think Poker Dude does. So I'll put this little label on this one. You got this too. Poker Dude got both of them. You're gonna get that. And again, great shows tonight. But look, reach out to some people. There are some very good sellers in here. You can talk to those folks, and we'll be giving updates. I wrote down every issue that just got brought to me that I don't have an answer for or a suggestion. as well as the ones we keep talking about, which is bookmarking shows. If we get the bookmarking shows in place, we will have to send out far less alerts to people. We'll just do it on special occasions and good timing and new sellers and stuff like that. So when does Dibdit Friends come out? I'm telling you, we're going to do resellers only thread on Dibdit. We're doing it. I want the first Dibdit marriage to take place at some point. I'm excited about it. At any rate, Smiley Thrifter. When do we get pictures for sold items? That's not on my list, but that I've talked to them multiple times about that. Receipts would be video receipts and stuff like that. There actually are video receipts for sellers right now, believe it or not. You have to look it up on your computer, and so they can find out that information. If you have a question as a buyer, a lot of buyers now have got to the point where they're keeping track of stuff. But if you get to that point where you have an issue with somebody, you can reach out to support@district.net and you can get that figured out for you, and they'll do it. Might take them 24 hours, but they will do it just because we want buyers to be sure. So no doubt. And a lot of people here who've been buying for a while, they just have a little notepad and they just write that thing down from that thing. I know it's a pain in the butt, but there are records of it. There are replays of it as well. And you can go back and watch the replays of the shows. I know that's really inconvenient. This interface is way better than eBay's. Well, maybe. If sellers would always say who wins the price. Yeah, no doubt. I try to do it. I know Jimmy, old school flips. He makes sure he says who wins something when he does it, and it's helpful. We've had very few complaints, but we are diligent about it. Like maybe 2 complaints ever. And we've sold thousands and thousands of things. So 1,000 sales is what it takes to get that expedited payout, by the way. I know that's a problem for some people, but it is what it is. Hey, let's go say hey to Keith.